I've always struggled with my weight, and as much as I'd like to tell you that it's work or it's home life or all these things that I'm sure folks can relate to, I honestly think that many will relate to the fact that I've always just had a weight problem. As you get older, the growing responsibilities, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I've got a little one that I need to take care of and a family I need to take care of, and need to give 110% at work and all these different roles that you need to fill. And I'm already naturally inclined to gain weight if I'm not watching what I'm doing. The pounds can add on pretty quickly. Basic self-care, you're supposed to see a doctor every year, just get checkups, and I just didn't do those things because I didn't want to know. I didn't want to weigh myself. I didn't want to get blood work done. I just didn't want to. I was too embarrassed. My dad's side of the family, I think, is probably where I get my wonderful genes from. So he also struggled with his weight as well. And I remember, being in grade school, junior high, and being on weight loss programs with him. And we'd go to meetings together. And at 12 years old, I was already aware of kind of where I stood in the whole scheme of things as far as my weight was concerned. The loss of my dad was thus far the hardest thing I've had to experience. So, again, kind of going back to just not really having motivation to do much, certainly the last thing on my mind at that point was, should I eat right? It was like, I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat because I feel horrible inside. It was the heaviest I'd ever been. Never thought I would get to that point. And in a word, you feel like a failure. I felt like a failure. Just completely gave up. So, it was pretty quick. So the first month, I think 17 pounds. Second month was 12 pounds. So right off the bat, I was pretty much down 30 pounds in 2 months. Having that initial really big push, I think, is huge because it really gets your motivation, your confidence, that feeling of I can do this up and keeps you going. So you can work through plateaus because those will happen too. I would love to tell you that I was super confident, and of course I was excited that it was working, of course, but it was definitely cautious optimism because again, having yo-yoed my whole life, it was still scary. It was oh my gosh, okay, it's working. You almost don't want to jinx it, so you're kind of almost expecting it to stop, but then when it doesn't, I think that's when you start to get really excited. And like I said, every 10 pounds saying, well, I made it this far, so motivating. It was really motivating. So I think, if I was just losing weight because I wanted to look a certain way, looks fade. I don't care how skinny or not skinny you are. Longevity means that, my blood work is good and my weight is good and my BMI is good and I can move and I can breathe, so that I can be here as long as I can for my family. I do feel like my family is proud of me for many reasons. I think, of course they're proud of me for having lost the weight, but I think that they're proud of me for other accomplishments that, maybe I wasn't recognizing before because I was trying to hide from everything, from life. But I definitely think that they're proud of me. And again, my goal is to be here as long as I can for my daughter. So to do that, I need to keep this in check.